Good morning, everybody. Sorry for the late start. Give me actually play the song. There we go. Okay. Yeah, sorry guys. I woke up a little late, so I had to set up everything like within the span of 30 to 50 minutes. So, but we're live. The show is live. Welcome everyone. It is May the 9th, 2015, and this is your morning talk show about everything video game related in the past week. I'm your host, Anthony Bionis from Mission Start Podcast. Everybody that couldn't be in my podcast is not, so it's just me again. So flying solo yet again, which is fine. So actually, let me tweet this out. Show is live. Twitch.tv/Mission Start Podcast. Hashtag talk show. Hashtag video game. Hashtag news. That's weird. Huh. Okay, that was a little weird. Apparently Facebook has this new security thing now. Odd. Very odd. Okay. Wow, okay. Sorry guys, I'm posting the update. Wow, that's weird. Okay. Anyways, sorry about that, guys. All right, so again, welcome to the show. And hang on. Okay. So we got multiple topics to talk about this morning. Yeah, again, like I said, I'm by myself for this morning for this show. So I think we'll start up with something that I think everybody's very happy about. So yesterday, Nintendo broke out the news on Twitter that they want to make a theme park with Universal Studios. That's pretty cool. I saw the news and I was like, "Holy crap, it's awesome!" And the cool thing about it is that I can think of so many possibilities of where they can go with it. Just for example, like I would love to see a Mario Kart thing they do. That'd be great. They could have like a trampoline area for Mario. They can have a Legend of Zelda like area where people are in cosplay. Yeah, I think it'd be great. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, the news broke out on Twitter. Somebody was asking questions, Q&A, and it broke out. It was really, and they announced like, yeah, we're going to Universal Studios. And everybody kind of lost their shit. I was like, oh, that's so cool. So, speaking of sticking with Nintendo this morning, the other big news that came out this past week in terms of Nintendo, which have been quite a bit. We'll start with the Amiibo news. So, Nintendo has released a statement about the ability can I talk this morning? About a statement about the availability of their Amiibo NFC figures. And here's the statement they stated about the whole Amiibo situation. Quote, "We appreciate the enthusiasm that our fans continue to show toward Amiibo Amiibo. Sales for the product have exceeded our expectations. We understand how frustrating it can be at times if consumers are unable to find certain figures, and we apologize for that. We're trying to meet the demands of our fans and consumers by increasing the amount of Amiibo we manufacture and ship at retail. We may continue to see consumer demand outspace supply levels for certain characters at times, but we will do our best to prevent from that from happening. As our library of amiibo continues to grow, some figures will be easier to find than others. We're constantly looking for the opportunity to reissue amiibo, and are already making plans to bring back some currently old, out-of-stock amiibo figures. Stay tuned for details. Nintendo plans to make it easier for consumers to know when new amiibo are on the way through Nintendo press announcements, timely updates, and our social media channels, and work closely with retailers. We remain committed to keeping amiibo affordable and easy to access as a platform to enhance gameplay enhancement experiences. These plans include Animal Crossing amiibo cards that will become available by the end of 2015, and free to download app for Wii U called Amiibo Tap, Nintendo's greatest bits that launch on April 30th, 2015. And that lets consumers enjoy playable scenes from certain NES and Super NES games with Amiibo. Okay, that's pretty cool, actually. So, yeah. So, how's the? I mean, man, Luigi's Mansion, that would be great. Oh man, it'd be awesome. But what was I gonna say? So, I think that there's several factors when it comes to Amiibo phenomenon with Nintendo. I think part of it was they didn't quite knew that people were going to be all up on the Amiibo bandwagon when it came out. So this was quite a surprise for them when it comes to like how popular the Amiibos have been. Two, when they caught on, this is my theory, that it was making Game Busters, they decided, probably the strategic plan, quote unquote, was to kind of withheld some of these amiibos and make them short limited. Now they just say it wasn't their fault. It's because there were some outside forces that prevented them to give out more. I have an inkling that this was on purpose, so that they can make the bucks, the money that people have been cramming for. So, but I think it was an accidental type of deal at the same time too, because initially they had lots of the amiibo figurines ready to sell to everybody, but then the problem was that there was a strike with one of the overseas shipping businesses that would usually ship anything from U.S. to Japan and vice versa, and there was a strike at the time, so they couldn't get here any sooner. So it's a combination of a lot of things, and I think it's just kind of right time, right moment. But this is probably the most perfect thing that Nintendo would hope for, in terms of how popular it is and how crazy enough people are willing to buy and scalp and do whatever it takes to get the new amiibos. So yeah, I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I don't think Nintendo's dumb though. They've done stuff like this before, so I think it's a combination of them doing, saying in the press, it's like, oh, we're really trying to get more amiibos out to everybody, but at the same time, it's like they know how popular, they know how bad we want it. Hell, I got freaking 2 or 3 right here on my desk, just because they're cool like that. I want some more, to be honest. But they're saying they're gonna plan to bring some more. Time will only tell. That'd be great, because then I don't have to worry about paying for a expensive ass Mega Man amiibo that I'd love to have. I like the fact that they said that there's gonna be some more integration when it comes to these amiibos, like the ability to play classic games on your Wii U when you plug it in, or any bits for kind of like a WarioWare type of style. That's cool. I like that. I like that idea. Hopefully there'll be more of that for sure. So, next topic I want to talk about that as also Nintendo related. Might as well get the whole thing out of the way. Nintendo announced latest financial results, returns to full year profit. So, and I'll read this from the website from NintendoEverything.com. Your number one source for Nintendo news. So here's what it says. Nintendo's latest financial results are in. The company has now reported data for fiscal year ending March 31st, 2015. Here's a breakdown of Nintendo performance. Nintendo Q4 results. Net sales 106,806 4,680 billion yen. Operating income of 6.834 billion yen. Net income 17.662 billion yen. Let's see. Yeah, I'll choose the whole thing. Nintendo full year guidance. I'm not sure what that means, but net sales 550 billion yen. Operating income 20 billion yen. Net income 30 billion yen. Nintendo full year results 549.780 billion yen. I guess there's down, just an arrow for down, might have been, not as good. Operating outcome 24.770 billion yen, and net income 41.843 billion yen, which has been good. Let's see, what else can I tell you guys? Okay, here's the interesting stat, and I'll talk after this. So, for games that they sold that were very successful, Pokemon, the new one, had 9.994 million sold. Behind that was Super Smash Bros. 3DS and Super Smash Bros. On the Wii U. Mario Kart Wii U HW, I'm not sure what that is. And 3DS HW, I'm not sure what that is either. Their digital sales were 10.2 billion yen, and their cash and equivalents were 915.293 billion yen. So Pokemon still reigns supreme, apparently. Who knew? So judging from these numbers, like they were in the positive. They were in the good. They were in the good light. In terms of like how well they did last year, and they continue to do so. Now I'm always on the side that they're gonna eventually fall flat on their butt and say, like, eventually their titles are not gonna help them survive as long as they are around. But from the sales that I just read, like they are doing good. They're in a pretty good spot right now. Now, can they keep this up for the coming years is the real question, especially with the new console they announced and getting into the mobile market. So that's going to be the real test and question. I think it's a bad idea for them to get into the mobile market, because the mobile market, for what it's worth, there are games that are very, very good. But there are like 90% of the games on mobile, it's crap. And then on top of that, you got games making clones of other games to the point where it's like the competition is so stiff that you have to have a free-to-play game, but you have to have microtransactions to survive in the mobile market. I heard from one developer that he makes a game every month to keep ends meet, or to keep doing what he's doing. So we have to wait to see. I mean, Apple probably, or whoever they decide to go with, will promote them, but in terms of like how much money they'll make, it all depends. The mobile market is pretty huge in Japan, though, so they could possibly do it. It's gonna be tricky, but it's hard to tell. Who knows? All right. So let's break away from Nintendo for a bit. So I want to talk about World of Warcraft for a while, and I haven't been talking about this game in a long time. So World of Warcraft has lost 1/10 of its subscribers per month in Q1 2015, and they have a ton of subscribers. Now, here's the thing that's interesting about World of Warcraft. That game came out 2008. I want to say 2004. Let me look at it right now, actually, real quickly. But my point being, that game came out long ago. And there are been expansions for this game. 2004. Okay. So this game came out in 2004. There's been so many expansions for the game that have been very cool. The cinematics all look great. And it's interesting to see that people still play this game. Not to say it's a bad game per se, but over the years we've seen so many different games. We've seen a new console generation came in. We've seen different the outbreak of indie games in the past year or two, um, it's surprising that the people are still playing this game as popular as it is and as popular as it was back then. And the thing is though is like, I there never was another MMO that was better than World of Warcraft. Even though people saying like, you know, Star Wars or Legend of Conan was another MMO that was supposed to kill off the World of Warcraft vibe, but it didn't. World of Warcraft ended up surviving everything. Like, companies who make MMOs today really can't, because everybody just plays World of Warcraft, and World of Warcraft is virtually just the MMO. I know there are some out there that are different. Maybe there's some that are, you know, free or have their own type of style, but generally from what I've seen, what I've heard, like, nobody really plays much of any MMOs except for World of Warcraft, Guild Wars, and like maybe some other outside third-party MMO. So it's interesting to see that this game has survived at least, what, 2004. This is about 11 years of being out, and then people are still playing the game. It's crazy, but it's really cool. The real question, I think, begs is like, when are we gonna get a World of Warcraft 2, and not just expansions? Or maybe Blizzard decided, you know what, we're gonna keep this game and we're gonna just update it with new content every so often. So, I mean, why stop a good thing, you know? Why fix when something broke? So it's interesting. Will World of Warcraft be around for another 10 years? I am interested to see if that happens. I won't be surprised, but it will be kind of cool to see it have that longevity to focus for another decade. But yeah, time will only tell. I played World of Warcraft in my day for a bit, but then I stopped because I don't have time for MMOs as much. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy to think about over the years. Okay, so PT, the game that everybody, just like, okay, when it comes to PT, that game is scary as hell. I cannot play that game for shit because it was scared the crap out of me, you know, and I can't play the game. But I know for a fact that when Konami announced that PT no longer will be on PSN, will be taken away from the stores and everything they can possibly can, because the game is canceled. Silent Hills is no longer being in development because of Hideo Kojima being fired by Konami and everything surrounding that. So when it came to that, people were trying to save their game, trying to save PT on their PS4s as fast as possible, and then those same people turn around and try to sell those on eBay. But then recently eBay made a statement saying that no, we're not going to allow that, and just denies everybody who's been trying to sell a PS4. You can't even look it up if you're trying to sell it right now or look for one. But people who have PT are able to still play it as long as they've downloaded it. But for people who don't, it's gone. It's forever gone. Konami has made the first rare digital game. Rare. So Konami is making it very clear that they want nothing of this game to exist. The game will exist, no doubt. People will still have it, but it's not as long as the PS4 cycle. The PS4 is around before we move on to the next console, or if somehow they find a way to delete the game within your account, which you possibly could. I've been hearing reports that there have been games that people have downloaded the PT game that have been automatically deleted from their account. So who knows? It's very interesting to see how they really are fast to get rid of anything revolving about that game. So, yeah, it sucks though. I really love to see what exactly Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro would have done with the game, with PC. I would love to see what Silent Hills would be, because it's been a while. We haven't had a Silent Hill game, a proper Silent Hill game, in a long time. So I'd like to see what the next one would be. But right now, Konami's kind of going out the window with the game industry, and like more focusing on their own thing in Japan with the pachinko machines and everything else related to that. So like the company's fine, but it seems like their game division is starting to taper off and wanting to get out of the game industry as fast as they can, especially with Hideo Kojima leaving, because basically they just had Metal Gear in recent years. Castlevania has been not as great as it has been. It's just, except for the 2D ones on 3DS, those were good. And outside of that, they have Pro Soccer, that soccer game they do. I'm not sure how well it does, but that, and I can't think of anything else. I mean, they used to be the kings of dance games with DDR, but that's been taken over by another game by some other company. I can't remember the moment. But yeah, like it's interesting. I don't know. I think that I don't know. They are really on they're hell bent to not have anything PC or anything related to that game. But you know, it's a prerogative, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing they're doing. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, Konami is at the moment just looking to get out of the game industry as fast as they can, which is kind of sad. But I don't know. Money is the real issue here. So another topic I want to cover is Mirror's Edge and new Plans for Zombies given early 2016 release dates. Now, we have not. It's getting close to E3 time. We're literally maybe less than a month away. No. Yeah, we're literally less than a month away from all of the E3 madness that's about to happen, and it's gonna be nuts. Here at MSP, we're gonna try to do our best. If anything, we'll have a podcast talking about what games and what won or what didn't win. Mirror's Edge 2, the announcement of Mirror's Edge 2 and Plants for Zombies giving early release dates for 2016 is great. I feel like there's other games coming out that time in 2016, early 2016. The more as time goes on, it seems like every other date, spring, fall, early, winter, like those are the times where most games are coming out now. The only time they never come out is summer. I can never understand that. Why do they not have games that come out in the summer? We're talking about big release games. It makes so much sense. I guess because of having the holiday sales and having being able to get the people to buy a lot of stuff at that time, especially Christmas time. But I'm excited. I am very excited for Mirror's Edge 2. I played the crap out of the first one. I loved it. I was hoping for a sequel, and I announced it last year, and I was so happy. Plants for Zombies. Now, given the fact that Plants for Zombies did have a sequel, quote unquote, the iPhone version, but you had to pay microtransactions for some of the plants you had to play the game, which I think was BS. I think that Garden Warfare was fine, but it wasn't the Plants for Zombies I was looking for. I was looking for a proper sequel to the original. So hopefully that would be more of a thing they can return. So hopefully, excuse me, sorry. I woke up early this morning. But yeah, I am hoping that Plants for Zombies 2 is announced proper. So who knows? But yeah, we'll see. E3 is coming around, so there'll definitely be more reports. Especially with this news show in the morning, there'll be definitely some more reports of it coming out. We'll probably talk about more of it when we're getting closer to it. So expect a lot of E3 stuff from us at MSP. Speaking of press conferences, Sony has announced that or they didn't announce it, but they had said that they're going to plan to skip Gamescom press conference. Instead, will hold international media briefing at the Paris Game Week. Now, here's the thing that I've been thinking about as well when it comes to this stuff. I feel like more companies are starting to stray away from E3. And like, don't get me wrong, there have been people still, or there have been companies still wanting to go to E3 to still present. It's still a big event, but slowly I see more and more companies doing their own thing, their own press conferences. Nintendo is a good example, where they have their own video press conference. They call it Nintendo Direct, where people tune in and watch a video of their announcements. And basically get all the publicity that they would get at E3 in a video that they air online. Same with this, with Sony skip Gamescom press conference instead of hold, a media briefing at some other event. I feel like in due time, E3 will not be such a big thing as it is today. I think that companies are becoming more wiser in terms of, just announce everything online or have their own press conference, so that invite meetings of the press to go and check it out. And I feel like that's maybe going towards the future, just because convenience wise, and just because it might be just easier to do that. But the numbers don't lie. Like, I was watching E3 last year on Twitch, and there were tons of people watching it. We're talking thousands. Literally, well, I won't say thousands, but almost nearly 500,000 watching the E3 press conferences on Twitch. And there's a ton of people out there who are watching it. So, on one side, you could do it yourself, but on the other side, you can't deny how many people are watching this on Twitch and other devices, other platforms. So, yeah, like, it's something Sony's probably going to do. Is it going to be a trend where more companies are going to do that in the future? I hope so. I hope they probably take that path. And then at the same time, I hope they don't. Because, like, I grew up watching E3. Like, I grew up over the years in terms of, like, how it transformed from this, like, party-esque thing that they were doing every year, where, like, literally there were just parties all over the place at E3, to now where it's more like it is still a big thing for press conferences to show off their new games, but at the same time, you're seeing more companies just kind of like not going to E3 and decide to do their own thing. So, time will only tell, but I think that it possibly may end up going in that direction. If it does, sure, that's fine. I wouldn't mind either way. But is it vital to the game industry? I'm not sure if I would say if it is. It could be. It depends on who you ask. But yeah, like it's interesting. Maybe this will be a trend. Who knows? Let's see what else I got here. Okay, going back to some Nintendo news. Splatoon. For this, I'm not sure if you sorry about last night. By the way, I was unable to get the stream on last night, but I did play Splatoon last night. Splatoon will be available for anybody who wants to download the demo and participate in the beta of the game. It was on last night from 8 to 9, and here's the thing about it. It's like Splatoon is only available for an hour for multiplayer. You can download the demo now, but you can only play for an hour. Nintendo is stress testing it also. I don't know why it's specifically just an hour. I'll just let it, keep it running for the entire weekend. I played it last night. It is a lot of fun. It is a game that forces teamwork, and it doesn't give an incentive. It actually forces it, and it's less about killing people or getting the right people to win the game. But it's a game where you have to paint like literally everything in your path, so that you can get a better percentage in winning the game. I played it last night. It felt great. My only gripe was, and maybe I need to start playing with the Pro controller because I have it. It's that I played with the default, Nintendo Wii U controller, the big thing. I forgot the name of it, but anyways, basically, it sorry, I'm distracted. The game looks so good. It looks so fun. The thing about it is, like, so when you're playing the game, You can look on your map on your screen right there, yeah, and you can see how much percentage wise, what how much paint is been painted so far, and it's really fun and it's really cool. The weird thing though is that when I decide to play it, let's see, do I have it in here actually? I don't. Okay. But like when I decided to play, like it's aim up and down. I actually had to literally move the controller up and down, and then use the right thumbstick to turn to left to right. It's weird. I don't like that. So I'm gonna try playing with a pro controller. They're having it again, 12-1 today, and then on Sunday I believe is around 4-5. Don't quote me on the Sunday one. I know for sure it's today 12-1. To play Splatoon again, so, and I'll be on it. Hopefully, maybe I'll have a stream set up maybe for that time. But yeah, it's great. It's a fun game. So it's coming out at the end of the month, and I suggest anybody who has not played it play it if you have a Wii U. If not, I suggest playing it somehow. It's really cool. I can't lie, that game is fun as hell. So I'm excited for that game for sure. Let's see what else we got here. I think that's it, actually. I think, oh, that's right. Okay, last topic of the day. I have no B-roll footage for this, so you can just kind of see my face for this entire time. So, what was it? Star Wars. They have been kind of announcing a few things every so often. They've been announcing that, recently they said that there will be no iron sights for Star Wars Battlefront, which is fine. You know, I get it. Trying to differentiate from the Call of Duties and other shooters out there that do virtually the same thing. So they have no iron sights. They also announced that there's going to be no campaign, or what was it, instant battle, instant action. Slowly but surely it seems like the stuff that was originally in Battlefront are being taken away with these announcements. And I'm kind of left wondering, because they also announced that there's going to be no classes in the game as well. So it makes me wonder, like, what exactly are we getting from this game at this point? I'm kind of I'm kind of afraid. I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm sure we'll see some gameplay at E3, because that's the one thing I came away from that trailer they showed off at the Star Wars Celebration weekend. Is that they showed a trailer of a game that looks really cool. It has in-game graphics, but it didn't show any gameplay. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited as the next person for the new Battlefront, but I want to see some gameplay. I want to see what this game looks in action. So I'm really wanting to wanting to know what exactly that's going to look like. So if anything, we'll see some at E3 for sure. And the thing about it is, like, as slowly as we get closer to kind of finding out what exactly is in the game, I feel like at the moment I'm not quite sure what Battlefront's going to be outside from the main core of the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's probably going to be what it is anyways. I mean, like, it was prior to Battlefront 1 and 2. But it feels like it's a kind of cut and dry game. But I don't know. Like, there's still stuff that's still yet to be revealed, and this is much on speculation and what they've said so far. I'm just a little worried that the game's gonna be very bland, like some Madden 2000, was it 12 status? I can't remember. It was the Madden game where basically it was like just a few features and then the main core game, and that was it. So as I'm worried about, the game's gonna come out and it's like, okay, you have team battle, you got multiplayer battle, and that's it. I'm like, wait, what? So I'm hoping to see some more features. Hopefully, you know, something within the campaign. Maybe something that relates to the movies. I know they announced that they're gonna have a DLC that people pre-order will get this new map that relates to the movie, and people will play it a week after for free. But I'm hoping something more of that. I hope they have more bang from a buck, or if they release it, but at a good price, like a cheap price, then I'm okay with that. Then I'm okay with that then, so that's fine. Because I've always wondered why understand, like, game development to make a game is a lot of money. So $60 is a killing for a lot of companies to put it out there for that much. For us consumers, we're always looking for bang for our buck. So if we're given a game where it's $60 but comes with a few modes, a la Evolve, then it's like, can I really justify that? Like, I would buy it if it's on sale for, like, at $30, 25 even. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping we'll see something at E3 that will convince me otherwise. I'm cautioning out some. It's like, I still want Battlefront 3, but or they do Battlefront. I'm gonna hold off my opinion until we get something concrete. I'm just a little worried. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for the show. Again, it was just me this morning, so when it's just me this morning, there's usually shorter shows. Usually these happen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time here on this Twitch channel. Yeah, it's usually we talk about video game news and everything related to that. And usually I am accompanied by other people, but again, this morning they're off doing their own thing, which is fine. But I'm hoping that this show you guys enjoyed. Before I go, so if you really enjoyed this show, there's an audio version of the show, Mission Start Podcast, on iTunes and Stitcher, but you can also listen to us on our website. And then if you enjoy convention talk, we talk about conventions we've been to, critique them, how they're bad, how they're good, I suggest going over to our other podcast called The Con Over, which is also on iTunes and Stitcher, as well as on our website. You can listen to as well. If you're into comic book news, if you're into entertainment, HBO, I highly suggest you go check out the Rolling 20s podcast that's hosted by Jeremy from our website. Recently, they had an episode where they had Bill Ratner, the voiceover of Flint, from the original G.I. Joe, on the podcast, and it was great. It was awesome. Also, be sure to check them out, because with the Secret Wars happening right now in the Marvel Universe, I bet you they'll be talking about a lot of it, either this upcoming podcast or the next one. It's crazy. I read some of that stuff and I was like, holy shit. Oh man, so much crazy stuff happening right now with that arc right now. It is insane. It's only first issue. And then if you want to follow me personally, you can follow me on Twitter right there, at Effective Naruto. You can follow the work that I do, as well as the rest of our staff, on our website at missionstartpodcast.com. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel and subscribe to it. We're going to have lots of anime coverage coming up pretty soon. Anime is the next convention we're going to plan to cover, and it's going to be our one of the big events for sure for us. So be sure to subscribe to us on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/missionstartpodcast1. Also, while you're at it, follow us on Twitch. To follow us on the channel, click on the heart below, and be notified next time our show goes live. And there'll be more shows to come. It's in the works. There'll be more shows for sure. If anything, summer will be a great time for it to happen. And yeah, definitely be on the lookout. But anyways, thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.